episode 3, One Piece. Okay. So, the commercial had went towards, after they had freed Zoro, he passed out. Was like, he hadn't eaten in like a really long time. So he passed out, and he was like, I'm hungry. So they went to go get food at the restaurant. Same little girl that had brought the rice balls earlier. He went to go get food. And he was like, oh man, I haven't ate like that and such, boom, boom, boom. He ate a lot. But then Luffy was like, what? That's all you can eat? And so it was like, how could you eat more than somebody who hasn't eaten in like 3 weeks or whatever? And Luffy was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know, it's good food. Something like that. So that's that. Then Luffy basically telling him like, he keeps reiterating and keeps saying it. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Oh, so Zoro was like, oh, well, you said you was gonna have the rest of the crew. Who's gonna be in the rest of the crew? He was like, oh, it's just you. He was like, just me. I can't believe I got suckered into this. And so he's like, yeah, it's just you. He's like, surely you got a ship. He's like, yeah, it's right there. He's like, oh, it's like, it's a little ship. He's like, don't worry, we're gonna have a big ship one day. We're gonna have a big crew and a big ship one day. It's all right. We're gonna have a big crew and a big ship one day. So Luffy just keeps talking like that. And then it kind of gets to like, he's like, well, where are you guys headed after you leave here? And he's like, we're going to the Grand Line. And then Kobe again. I'm actually kind of watching. I'm gonna get to it, but Kobe gets to the whole, oh no, you can't. The Grand Line. So, the Grand Line, he's like, there's 2 oceans, and the 2 oceans are separated by a piece of land. And that piece of land is called the Red Line. So, it's 2 oceans. There's a piece of land that goes through the 2 oceans. That's called the Red Line. In the middle of the Red Line is where, there's a city in the middle of the Red Line. There's supposed to be a city exactly in the middle of the Red Line. And then the Grand Line is perpendicular. So, 90-degree angle. So Red Line, this is the land that parts the 2 seas. And then the Grand Line will intersect it at whatever that city is that's right in the middle of it. And Gold Roger, I think Gold Roger was the former or last king of the pirates. And he left his treasure, is supposed to be on the Grand Line. His treasure is supposed to be somewhere along that. However, the Grand Line, they also call it a pirate graveyard. And so all the pirates are looking for this treasure that was left by, I think his name is Gold Roger, the former king of the pirates, along this Grand Line. And so he was like, the Grand Line is like this war zone, and sometimes they call it the pirate graveyard. So there's that. And then what else? So he was like, that's where we're headed. And then outside of that, what happens? They talk about that. Then the Marines come in, and the Marines are like, all right, well, you guys are pirates. So, like, technically, we're Marines and y'all are pirates. So, but based off what you've done, thank you for the gift. Based off what you've done, we'll let you guys go, basically, or whatever. So Zoro and Luffy go to leave, but then, like, Kobe wants to be a Marine. And so Zoro's like, yeah, once they find out you was a cabin boy on a pirate ship, they're not gonna let you be a Marine. But anyway, as they're walking out, Luffy and Zoro go to walk out, and Luffy knows that Kobe wants to be a Marine. So Luffy makes this whole little, yeah, whatever. So he's like, oh, uh, when the Marines come in, they ask Kobe, aren't you with him? With them? Aren't you with the pirates? And then Luffy's like, nah, but he said, I don't know about this, but I don't know if he's a pirate, but I can tell you that he was on a ship with Alvita, this other pirate, and he was her cabin boy, and this and the third. And then so Kobe, gets mad at that. And then Kobe gets mad, and he's like, he can't believe that, Luffy is telling them that can mess up his chances and his dreams of becoming a pirate. And so Kobe punches Luffy, and then Luffy was like, shouldn't have done that. And Luffy started beating him up, and then Zoro's like, all right, stop it. Just let him fall to the ground. And then he walks out. And then from there, they go to Zoro and Luffy leave, and then Kobe, basically, like, it was supposed to be like, oh, well, Luffy did that on purpose so that they don't think that, he's associated with being a pirate or whatever, or really whatever. And so Kobe asked the Marine, he's like, I want to be a Marine, I'm going to be a Marine, this and that there. And he's like, permission granted. So Kobe technically becomes a Marine. And then after Kobe is accepted to Marines, Zoro and Luffy get on the ship, and then Kobe's like, goodbye, da 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 da. Blah. Kobe's there, but then I forget what they actually say, but then the Marines come, and the Marines all salute, whatchamacallit, Luffy and Zoro leaving. Oh, because it was like, why would it? It was like, that's got to be a whatchamacallit. Because Zoro's like, that's the one way to leave, And Marine thinking a pirate. So he says that. And then the rest of the Marines come, and it was like, they give him a salute as they're leaving or whatever. So Luffy and Zoro leave on a little boat. The girl, she hops on her boat too. They still didn't mention who she is, her name, what she got going on. But she looks at the little thing, and it gives you the silhouette, like the shadow of, like, I guess would be the next character or boss type, whatever, I'm not sure. Like, if this was a video game, like, Alvita would be a boss, and Captain Morgan would be another boss. So it looks like a clown or something like that. That's what I kind of assume. From there, what's happening from there? They show her, and then Zoro is talking to Luffy like, yo, what's this fascination with the whole King of the Pirates? And Luffy was like, nah, that's what I want to do. He was like, I made a promise to somebody that's what I was going to do or whatever. I was going to find the One Piece and be King of the Pirates or whatever. And it shows, like, I guess, like, Luffy as a little kid and, like, a person, like, touching his hat or something like that. And so he was like, this straw hat knows everything. Like, the straw hat knows the whole story and why he wants to be King of the Pirate. But Zoro was like, okay. Other than that, I think it's just, they're set sail. They're going to the Grand Line. And right now it's Luffy and Zoro. They left Kobe at the base to be a Marine. So, I can't say like that. Just even tying the episodes and things together, I'm still like connected and locked in the sense of like, all right, because you just want to see, okay, like really what's about to happen next, or where are they going, how they this and that, the rest of the devil fruit, they're piecing this out, One Piece. They're stringing this out pretty decently, you know what I'm saying? Because basically, I'm liking the fact that it's like, I don't know how to, like, the only way I can explain it is basically what I said earlier, is the fact that if it's a manga and you're just like, okay, we can fit this much into an episode, and but it's still, there's so much to still like animate or do, and then it's like, okay, we'll fit this much into an episode. Okay, we'll fit this much into an episode, something like that. So it's just going to continue like in that sense. I think that was one of the things about like the other ones, like they had an episode and the episode is just going to end like I don't know how to explain that. If you watch like Cowboy Bebop or if you watch Samurai Champloo, or if you watch it, it's like there has to be this end to the episode. Of the way they kind of carry it is like, here's the end to the episode, but these ends are leading into like, it's not finished. The story is going to continue. Like, it's that type of thing. It's letting you know that story is going to continue. There's so much still that you still don't know and have to. The story has to continue. It's not just like, oh, well, here's an isolated event or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, well, yeah, it is an isolated event, but I'm not sure how to explain that. But it's just like, it feels as if like there's a story that's just going and they're just giving it to you. Okay, here's part of the story, here's part of the story, here's part of the story. And they don't feel like isolated, and it feels like it's continuing on and going. That's why I say like the key thing I can give as an example is if on Bebop or what's Samurai Champloo, when they have the part one and the part two of the episode, it it shouldn't be a part one and a part two. It should just be going. Like, those are the only times they have like connectivity. Other ones kind of like standalone type of thing. And then like those fillers, like right now these aren't necessary filler episodes. It can't. I'm not sure how long this and that third, but of the over 1,000, like how do they whatchamacallit? So there is no filler right now, and I don't think there should be. Like, so it's you're building your cast and your characters, and right now we have two, and it's okay that they let go of Kobe. I'll see you again. So hopefully the next time we see Kobe, he is more, a little bit different, more, I don't know. Hopefully he's not as scary. He's gonna be part of the Marines. Oh, the other thing, when the Marines saluted Luffy and Zoro leaving, they were like, all right, now that since this salute is in violation of our code or whatever, we're not going to eat for 3 days. Understand? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how much of that is like a real thing, like just, like older times back in the day, moral standards, and like, since we broke this thing, whatever, we're not going to eat for 3 days. And everybody just agrees. What? Like nowadays, like, bro, I'm not eating for 3 days because what? No, that's not the thing. So that was the whole thing, man. That was the whole thing. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's episode 3. That's episode 3. I'm gonna look up that little gum gum thing. Gum gum.